When the world was young, Australia was isolated by ocean from all the other lands. Because of this, over tens of millions of years, the plants and animals here developed in unique ways, creating a land filled with the weirdest, most wondrous creatures. Even after the first humans arrived more than 60,000 years ago, we all lived in harmony together, no one taking too much, even the humans. But that began to change a couple of hundred years ago, all in the blink of an eye, really.
Australia has an abysmal record of species extinction. More mammals have become extinct in Australia over the last 200 years than in any other country in the world. Many other species which live in Australia's forests and woodlands are now in severe decline. This is particularly the case with most of the 300 Australian mammals and birds that use tree hollows to nest and find shelter. Hollows only form in trees older than about 120 years. Destruction of habitat in old trees has got to stop if we want these species to survive into the future. The Threatened Species Conservation Act lists 80 animals and 300 plant species in danger of extinction in New South Wales.
You get up my nose. You humans never think of anyone but yourself. You think you own the bloody place.
Spotted-tailed quolls, also known as tiger quolls, are the second largest marsupial carnivore in the world. They're solitary, mostly nocturnal animals, very agile, both up in the trees and on the forest floor, where they hunt for other animals, preferring medium-sized mammals. A fierce hunter, the tiger quoll can bring down a wallaby 3 times its own size. Of the 4 quoll species originally found in New South Wales, the tiger quoll is the only one remaining. The principal threats to their survival are clearing of native vegetation and logging.
You've heard of a kangaroo court? Well, this is a quoll court, and it's much, much worse.
Who do you think you are? We were here long before you got here, and look at what you've done to us. What you've done to the bush. You've wrecked the joint.
Masked owls are amongst the largest and the most powerful owls in Australia. They mate for life and nest in tree hollows. The male prepares a nest with decaying debris, and they raise 1 or 2 young each year, which learn to fly when they're about 3 months old. The principal threats to the survival of the masked owl are clearing of natural vegetation and the loss of large old trees and the nesting hollows they provide.
You're just one strand in the web of life, not the spider in the middle. Wake up to yourself, you arrogant fool.
Look at you poor mangy mongrel. You got no fur, you got no feathers, you can't fly, you can barely even swim or run.
You think you're so smart with your opposable thumbs and overdeveloped frontal lobes. You humans have had it your own way for far too long.
You guys, what's going on? How's a glider supposed to get any sleep with all the noise you're making? Respect, dudes. Respect.
Yellow-bellied gliders are the world's most vocal marsupial. Their high-pitched shrieks and throaty rattles can often be heard at night as they forage for tree sap, nectar, honeydew, manna, and occasionally insects. They're the most proficient gliders in Australia, able to glide 144 metres from tree to tree in a single bound. They live in tall, mature eucalypt forests. The yellow-bellied glider is very sensitive to forest disturbance often vacating an area when logging first begins.
You carnivores are so aggressive and unevolved. Relax.
Oh yeah, that's right, Glider. We're so unevolved, we're endangered. I overheard a human talking about it. We're all endangered.
Endangered? What's endangered? I've never heard of it. Has it got anything to do with important stuff like gliding from tree to tree, or yummy sap, or sweet nectar to eat?
No. Endangered means that we're almost extinct.
Stink? I do not stink.
No, extinction means that we and all our relatives will disappear from the earth forever. Kaput. Gone. Dead bones. No more of us. Worse than death. Extinction is the end of birth. We all die. Sure, but extinction means that none of our kind will be born anymore. No more young tiger quolls or masked owls. No more yellow-bellied gliders. Ever.
And it's all because of bloody humans like this one we've caught.
How could humans do that? They couldn't climb up my tree if they tried. And if they did, I'd just glide to another one and they'd never catch me.
They cut trees down, you food-obsessed flying carpet. They cut whole bloody forests down.
They could never cut my tree down, Wallaby Breath. It's far too big. Just chill out. Focusing on negativity only feeds the negative. Look, all our trees are fine, so I'm out of here. Why don't you two get some sleep?